Welcome back, YouTube. I'm Edwin.
And I'm Joseph.
And this is Edwin and Joseph Talks. So, it's been a while since we've done an Alien Monday.
It has. It's been a while.
And since we're kind of getting back into the groove of things, I just figured we'll do something simple. We've talked about everything from UFO sightings. We talked about military cover-ups. We've talked about all kinds of stuff. The one thing we haven't talked about is who everybody cares about. Celebrities. So
I generally don't, but you know, when you look at news platforms and everything, it's all celebrities. So yeah.
Yeah. So just to get us back in the groove of this, we'll start with something simple. So I'm going to read a couple quotes by different celebrities, and we'll just kind of quickly discuss either what we think or So the first one we have is Katy Perry. You already started laughing.
Well, yeah, we'll go into discussion about Katy Perry in a second. But yeah.
So, in a GQ interview, she was quoted as saying, "I believe in aliens.
Mm-hmm.
I look up to the stars and I imagine how self-important we are to think that we are the only life form." So, I mean, we've discussed this about how big the universe is and how big, everything outside of our own Milky Way is. I mean, it's pretty simple and straightforward what she said, but, I mean...
For me, it doesn't surprise me that Katy Perry would be one to come out and say something like that. I mean, she was on stage and collapsed and claimed that it was mind control. So, like I said, for Katy Perry to say something like that, it's like, okay. Like, yeah. It's not somebody that, if I was to meet and she would say, like, "Oh, I believe in aliens," I'd be like, "You do?" Like, I'd be like, yeah, that kind of figures. Like,
whole Nick Cage thing, like, you don't say.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one, Holly Berry, and it's almost the same thing that Katy Perry said. She said, "I don't believe we are the only species in existence." She said it during an appearance on David Letterman. She said, "My ego doesn't tell me that we're the only ones who survived. It might take us 20 years to get to those other life forms, but I think they're out there." Now, she quoted this back in 2014. It's been about 5 years, and actually I just saw, which I'll probably try to cover that for next week's Alien Monday, about a radio frequency that every 16 days it sends a signal to Earth. And they don't know where it's coming from, but it just randomly sends like a radio wave signal to Earth every 16 days.
That's actually, yeah, I'd like to know more on that one. That was cool. As for Halle Berry, I mean, kind of what she stated, that's kind of like the general, like people that believe that something's out there, that's kind of the general, like, I believe something's out there. Don't know what, don't know where. I just believe something's out there. So it's kind of not a surprise. I don't know.
Okay, so
I got nothing more on that.
This next person you got to take with a small grain of salt, unless you're that jerk friend who likes to unscrew the lid and take all the salt with it. Tom Cruise. Now,
Okay.
The only reason I say that is because everybody knows he's a Scientologist, and they have their own freaking views on aliens and what goes on with that. He says, "Are you really so arrogant as to believe we are alone in this universe? Millions of stars and we're supposed to be the only living creatures. No, there are many things out there we just don't know." Which, I mean, that's pretty...
Yeah.
That's pretty basic, straightforward, but at the same time, like, Tom Cruise is not really one you want to quote.
That's kind of true, especially with the Scientology and all that.
Now, shockingly, the next person is a little bit crazier sounding than Tom Cruise.
Okay.
So, Demi Lovato told Seth Meyers she saw an extremely convincing documentaries on mermaids and believes they might be an alien species that lives in unexplored parts of the Indian Ocean. Quoting, "Christopher Columbus saw 3 mermaids on his way to America. It must be really sad for you not to believe in mermaids."
Okay.
Now, I hope she's not going off of that Animal Planet documentary, because even they came out and said, "Hey, this is just fake." but I've never heard of a theory like that.
Yeah, mermaids to aliens. Yeah, nobody's ever came to me and been like, "Oh, what about this theory?" that's a first.
But Christopher Columbus saw three of them on his way here.
Hey, yeah, I don't believe that he's seen three of them.
I mean, I don't want to give her credit, especially with, her quoting that they might be mermaids. But at the same time, we've talked about submergible.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. The people who used to sail the waters way back then, before knowledge. Every map, if you look at just the maps, and you would see like a type of creature or something.
So that's what I was getting to.
They had some type of experience to make them write down whatever was there.
So would you think something maybe? I mean, I know they've already discovered like the giant squids and stuff, and they've tied those into krakens. But do you think a kraken can actually be like something else? Maybe some kind of shit.
I know that there's certain types of like. I'm trying to think of what animal it is. It's like sea lions. They're kind of close. They used to actually get mistaken for mermaids, and what it was when you look across a hot, like, say you go to the desert and you look at a straight line and the heat waves and stuff.
Yeah.
The mirage.
Blurs your vision a little bit and kind of.
Well, them seeing those animals and having a mirage effect across the ocean would make it look like it was another creature.
Manatees.
It's manatees. For some reason, I was going to say beluga whale, but I don't know if that was remotely right. But yeah, the manatees. A lot of times, stuff like that.
Some plump, pale-skinned mermaids.
It's hard to. Personal experience where your mind thinks it's something, and it's really something just totally different.
Yeah. So the next one is a little bit out there too. Kesha, I was in Joshua Tree, totally sober. I think.
Sure she was.
Well, that's my next part. I think people would be like, she was on acid or something. I wasn't. I was on nothing. I was totally sober, Sally. The fact that she said that 3 times kind of tells us she probably wasn't sober. Just a lady in the desert. I look up to the sky and there's a bunch of spaceships. I swear to God, there's like 5 to 7. That's not really a bunch. That's just kind of a handful there. And I don't know why I didn't like. Wait. I messed up on that. I don't know why I didn't like try to take a video. I just stared at it. I sat on a rock and I was like, what the hell is that? Then they flew away. Later, they came back in a different formation and I was like, those are effing aliens.
Okay. So Kesha had experience
On acid.
where she's totally sober 3 times. I don't know. They claim she's a party girl, and all that. It is what it is, I guess. None of us were there. We can't be like, no, Kesha, you're on drugs. Who knows?
And the last one, it's not that intriguing. Honestly, I don't even know. It's just your basic UFO report. Nick Jonas of the Jonas Brothers.
Well, that makes it like, oh, when the Jonas Brothers said it?
He said, I was in my backyard in LA and I looked up and saw 3 flying saucers. I looked at my friend and said, are you seeing what I'm seeing or am I losing my mind? His friend apparently confirmed what they actually saw was there. That was it. That's Nick Jonas. That's what I'm saying. And that's like the most just, okay.
Well, his friend confirmed. What was that? What was there?
3 flying saucers.
Okay.
I mean, that's just, yeah, that's kind of, okay.
So celebrities have had experiences.
Tom Cruise is apparently one of the most normal ones out of it, which kind of shocked me. Demi Lovato kind of took the cake on what the hell.
Tom Cruise is a weird cat. Yeah. I was watching Good Mythical Morning, and they were talking about celebrities and what they do. And he puts quail poop on his face as a skin. Yeah, I don't know.
So Tom Cruise is an alien.
Tom Cruise probably is. Who knows with him, man?
So, like I said, just a short little video, kind of trying to get back into the groove of things. I know that wasn't as detailed or as, I don't want to say intriguing, but it's not like our basic Alien Monday videos. We're just trying to get back into this. Next week, I will have the coverage on that radio frequency I was talking about, and I'll get more on that, and we'll cover a story on that, see what that's all about.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for me.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Keep sharing. We're at 77 subscribers.
Thank you, everybody.
Everybody that's subscribed, thank you. Send it out. Hopefully, like I said, we get more content up and we can get the algorithm getting us out. You know, it doesn't affect the small guys, it's even affecting the big guys. So it's it's a struggle now, especially how they've done the 1,000, you need 1,000 subscribers.
To do anything pretty much.
Yeah, as of right now, this is just for fun for you guys. And with that, later.
We'll catch you later.